Today's defensive backs must be the most versatile athletes on the field. Not only must you be able to run fast, but you must be able to backpedal as fast as wide receivers run forward, and also have the strength and the ability to tackle the really big and strong running backs that run in front of you. Today we're going to teach you the skills and the techniques to play the position of defensive back. The most essential part of being a defensive back is having proper footwork. The first part of that is having your stance. If the ball is in on your left side, you must have your right foot up in order to see both the receiver and the quarterback. If the ball's on your right, you must have your left foot up in order to see both the receiver and the quarterback. Now, once you've got the stance correct and the ball is snapped, the second most important thing is getting out of your stance and getting into your back pedal. You must take the lead foot first and bring it back, keeping the butt down and the head over the toes so that you got somewhat of a balance as you move back with your eyes on the receiver. Now, when the ball is thrown, you want to be able to plant and move in one motion. And in order to do that, you must stay low. If you back up high, the first thing I have to do before I can go forward is drop. This will give the receiver that extra second he needs to catch the football. So footwork is the most important part of playing a defensive back, because if you get beat, everybody knows it. Next to having proper footwork, engaging the receiver is the second most important thing that a defensive back has to do. Now, after the ball's been snapped and you're in your stance and you're coming out of your stance, your eyes must focus on the receiver's belt buckle. If you go to his head or to his eyes, the receiver can fake and do all kinds of things with his body. But if you're zoomed in on the waist and the numbers, this portion of the body can go nowhere unless the receiver is going there as well. So when you're moving back into your back pedal, you want to keep your eyes on the receiver's belt buckle, and then wherever he goes, then you can make the move as well. Now, there are basically two types of engagement. You've got off the ball where you're zooming in on the belt buckle, and there's also bump and run, which is probably the only time in your alignment where you will keep both feet parallel, and you'll be right in the receiver's face, and on the snap of the ball, we're going immediately for the shoulder pads, the area of the chest, and move the receiver in the direction we want him to go. And immediately upon getting the receiver side by side with you, you must then jump in his hip and run with him. In covering the receiver once he's left the line of scrimmage, the most important thing that you must do is keep the relative position. Now, what we mean by relative position is basically you want to maintain a 3-yard cushion between you and the receiver in order that he doesn't get too close to you and blow by you. Now, the second part of that is if the ball is inside to your right, then you want to get just to the inside of that wide receiver. That way, if he makes his break to the inside, you've got the shorter angle. That way, if he runs to the outside, you have the ability to cut him off and at the same time make the tackle if you cannot knock the ball down or make the interception. The defensive back's only moment in glory comes with the interception. Now, before the interception can be made, 3 things must be determined. Number 1, should I make the tackle? Number 2, should I deflect the pass? Or number 3, should I go for that great moment and make the interception? Now, the problem with making the interception is you've got to know when to go for the ball and make the interception, or when to go for the receiver and make the sure tackle. What's going to determine that basically is where the receiver is in relation to the football when the ball is in your immediate area. Now, 2 things must be determined. Number 1, whether you have a greater opportunity of making the catch than the receiver. That is, are you going to get to the point of the ball before the receiver does? The second thing that must be determined is whether the ball is down low or up high. Now, in making the interception, the most important thing is keeping your eyes on the ball and make the catch with 2 hands, because there aren't many chances that the defense has to make the turnover. And when we have that opportunity, we must capitalize and make that play count. Defending against the pass is the primary responsibility of the defensive back. The second most important thing is reaction to the run. In lining up on your receiver, when the ball is snapped, there comes a time when you must make a decision as to whether the ball is going to be thrown or whether it's going to be a run play. That can basically be seen by either the firing off the line of scrimmage by the offensive line, where you would immediately disengage your receiver and go make the play. Or when you're coming off the ball and you take your peek inside, you see the ball cross the line of scrimmage, That then tells you you may disengage your receiver and go make the play. The next important step is making the tackle. Now, at the defensive back position, it's a little bit unique in that, number one, you should never leave your feet unless there's no other way you can make the play. Reason being, you are the last line of defense, and our job is not always to make that dynamic tackle, but simply to jump on the guy's back and slow him down until somebody else can come along and help you make the play. So the real important part of making the tackle from the defensive back standpoint is we're basically going from shoulders to the helmet, grabbing as much flesh as we can get and simply holding on. I have one drill for the young aspiring defensive back, and that is footwork. We got to get your technique correct before you can play the game. Now, what I would suggest is to get a 5-yard area and simply get into your stance, plant your feet, and drive back 5 yards. Now, when you get to the line, you want to plant and drive forward, remembering to keep your head over your toes and your butt down. By doing it in a 5-yard area, what you're basically doing is eliminating the opportunity for you to raise your head. And this will definitely help you in not only getting your proper footwork, but also in reaction to the football, planning and driving to make the interception, and also planning and driving to make the tackle. So one drill will serve you in many ways. The knee injury is probably the most serious injury in football. So I have a safety tip for all you young defensive backs. In taking on the run and the block, whether it be from the fullback or the offensive lineman, the key to protecting yourself is getting the foot planted directly in the direction of the person you're going to block. If I've got my foot planted another way and the block comes, it forces the knee and we blow a joint, it's all over. So you keep the foot planted directly in the direction of the person you're going to block. As he comes in and makes contact, you're giving up as little of the body as possible. With the back leg planted, you can then shed the block, make the tackle, and I guarantee you, you'll have a long and safe career.